So Rebuild FAQ 3 just came out, and here they are discussing the removal of skills. What I was thinking of doing is just basically giving my thoughts about what the consequences is, or what the good thing is about them, what they're thinking, what I think they're thinking. So yeah, they already explained it before, but we believe that the base class in a tree must provide players with a foundation on which they can plan their build. So basically implementing necessary skills into the base classes. This means that we can experiment more with the class combinations. For example, we don't need Wizard 3 for the LME build anymore. Or it's basically some PvP builds that needs Restrain or Pain Barrier to like ignore CC. So you don't need those anymore. They are implemented into the base class, and you cannot choose, or you don't need to invest resources in order to achieve the optimal build. And that is really good. That is extremely good. What I don't know is good though. Well, I can take that later. Okay, I'm not gonna go through like every single word in this FAQ, but maybe briefly. With Highlander, let's see, Skull Swing and Vertical Slash got removed. Basically, any skill that ignores defense or reduces or armor breaks in any way, I think they should remove, because it's just unhealthy for the game balance. It's too hard to balance. If it's a percentage, if it reduces defense by a percentage, maybe that might be a more viable way to have armor break in the game, but it basically just removes their armor. That's kinda stupid, to be honest. But so it's really great that they realize what the problem is and they actually fixes it. So perfect. Peltasta. They are saying Peltasta is supposed to be the main tanker class in TOS, and it's kind of hard to predict what the threat level actually does. All we know is that it reduces the threat level, so the mobs don't aggro you as much as they did before. But considering the amount of defense that Peltasta is gonna get, like fucking 50,000 defense or something, yeah, they probably need to work for tanking. So the future of tanking is kind of vague. You can't really tell what's gonna happen, but we'll see how it's gonna play out in the long run. Hoplite, Long Stride, inferior version of Dragonfall. That's it. Barbarian. Nobody uses Helm Chopper. Well, I did, but because I wanted to PvP with Barbarian, but I know it sucks. Never mind. Giant Swing was it just was a fun skill. It was never anything good. I like the change they did to Cataphract though, with Trot, and that you have to reuse Trot for it to be able to run with, what was it, 20 movement speed. So in PvP you just used it one time and then you just forgot about it. So a wizard could, because they had teleport or like CC things, but archers could not do shit about them and got like lancered right in the face from out of nowhere with Trot. So well, it is still OP with Trot, but at least it's not at least they have to use a little more brain power to pierce people. Mordslag. I liked Mordslag. I don't know why they removed it. Yeah, well, okay, they kind of explained it, but two-handed sword in wide arcs. Okay, whatever. No, not much thought about that. High kick. Let's see what high kick. I'm not sure what high kick does. I've never done Brodolero. Yeah, these increase strike type or increase any type attack buffs or debuffs for that reason. Are actually also really hard to build. There was a lot of synergies, quotation marks, that you just basically changed them and chained them. So you could chain one after another and achieve like DPS like none other. And that was basically the synergy in TOS for a while. So I'm kind of glad that they actually removed this one. Well, Rodolero wasn't that OP to be honest, so but it's great that they remove every they well not they didn't remove every since Double Sorcerer's what's it called? Switchout? Yeah, Switchout wasn't removed, but well, Double Soldier is gonna get some new mechanics into their skill sets now, so we'll see. Anyway, next, Fencer. Yeah. The only thing that actually I think is good, not necessarily that I think the other changes wasn't good, but it's an ignore defense property with attack. I can't pronounce this. Attack. I can't. Never mind. This skill that they removed the ignore defense property. It was too OP. It was the reason why Fencer was the top DPS for. Was the top DPS. It had so many. It had this ignore defense property and critical attacks and enhanced critical attacks, and that is why Fencer was so OP in single target DPS. So with the removal of the Fencer things, or this skill in particular, they can finally balance Fencer with the other classes, so they can stand on the same peak standpoint. Yeah. Templar, this was good because nobody liked having to use a piece of your build for making a guild, so that's great. Although it's the same thing with GVG, you're gonna have to invest into one of those support classes, but at least now it's just purely support, a support class for GVG, of course, but let's see. What I don't understand why they haven't removed the fucking or reduced the range of Retiarius. Fuck. Okay, so basically Retiarius is still gonna be cancer. Goddamn, that sucks. Wizard. Oh man, this fucking video is gonna be long. I'm just gonna go through this a bit quicker if I can. They said that Wizard Sure Spell is gonna be removed and Quick Cast Sleep. I'm not sure what they did that, but it is a support class, support skill. But the removal with Sure Spell and Quick, I thought they implemented it into the base class, or did they? Yeah, I think I read somewhere about that. I have to double check some other time. Yeah, so basically it's the same. They implementing necessary skills into the base class basically enables better class combinations, so great. Flare, not much to say about that. It's gonna be fun. Not sure why. Alchemist seems like a core you know, as the sure spell quick cast. Now they have some skills that increase HP and SP. Well, it's basically a potion, so you don't have to chug potions anymore, but you can have alchemists as a convenience. Considering you only have 4 choices nowadays and not 10, so you can't really. It's a big sacrifice to, you know, have sprinkle HP potion, sprinkle SP potion. I mean alchemist in the build, but in maybe in some builds that are more SP heavy, you probably might have to use alchemist, which is fine, I guess. Sorcerer might have a hard time controlling their summons, but nobody really controlled them anyway, except when they mounted them, so I guess that's fine. Haste, quicken. Yeah, it's no longer movement speed, but it's buffs, I guess. Let's see. I've never thought Necromancer was any OP, like at all. It was underwhelming. But maybe with the ratios, balancing all other classes, maybe Necromancer becomes OP with having 10 summons that shoots arrows and hits stuff. So yeah, I guess this was good. They removed that and moved it to other classes like Prominence going to Pyromancer. Yeah, I'm not sure if Freezing Sphere is going to Cryo though. No, I can't see anything about it. Having Hex, like increasing dark property damage by 50% for a Hex is insane. So as the other DPS enablers that increase the damage if you use them first, it's good for the health of the game if they remove these kind of things like Drain, Hex. Overall damage increase. I'm not sure if this is gonna be good or not, because it's gonna be cancer in PvP too. Well, maybe not, because all the damage is going down anyway, so maybe it won't be cancer, but it will still do one-shot damage, I guess. Well, basically the same, I would guess. The thing about Onmyoji, they did decrease the overall damage of all classes, but decreasing the cooldown of Holy Tiger and Water Shigigami basically makes that you can spam these and you don't have to use any other moves. So you max these and no other moves needs to be used, except maybe the tree, because you need to CC, and Toyo because you need to, I don't know, CC in PvP. I don't know. But I don't know about this change though. I think it's gonna become a bit OP. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know much about Boker and Taoist, but without Hex, it's just gonna be a summon. Hex damage increase. It's just gonna be a summon build. So we'll see how it goes about that. Yeah, not much to say about them. Pretty self-explanatory. Running shot being implemented into Archer, the core. That's great. Hovering call was just annoying, so this is great too. I don't know much about Cannoneers, but it's good. Armor Bray gone, nice, very good. Mergen. I actually thought I was the only one knowing about this. No, not the only one, of course not. But the fact that Triple Arrow was really OP in huge mob what do you call this? Anyways, basically you could do 50 per. I had a plus 16 trans 4 bow, Primus 350, and in some cases where I could it was a Falconeer Mergen and it was a rank 2 Mergen. So whenever I use triple arrow with circling and a lot of mobs around the Valkoffer statues that you are gonna have to destroy in the beginning, it could sometimes burst up to 30%, up to 50% of the HP on the statue, which says a lot about this interaction, which I actually enjoyed. I'm not sure why they made it 50% though. Why do they have to make it RNG and make it feel bad to use it? So yeah, well, it's great that they buffed Spreadshot, because Spreadshot was so underwhelming. It was so bad. You would never want to have Spreadshot, basically, in my opinion. Removing things like invulnerabilities are great. This is a fun change. The heal mechanic changed. It's gonna be great that they have to how the heal mechanic is gonna be changed. You basically single target heal now, and you have to choose when to heal. So now you can't just fucking heal everyone or just place tiles where everyone to get every time they get low. Cleric is gonna be a more annoying to play, but more skillful to play. So you're gonna look for more skillful players in healing in Valkoffer, so you can't be brain dead Kabbalist that doesn't know how to heal anymore. Well, you still have Priest though. Priest does have an AoE mass heal, so that's still gonna be a thing. Yeah, future healing is gonna be fun. Let's see. Blessing and Sacrament. I wonder, is this gonna be reduced or increased? It doesn't say. I'm guessing it's gonna be reduced because the Pardoneers just wrecks the early game balance, so you cannot do anything about it. Well, they're gonna reduce. Yeah, they're probably gonna reduce, considering they're gonna reduce the overall damage of all the classes. So they need to reduce the damage of Blessings and Sacrament too. Useless skill, OP in PvP. Movement speed, that's great. And no more invincibility. Arcane energy. Yeah, it's probably pretty good, considering there's no way to increase your SP pool besides you know class combination into it. What? Okay. Double punch. This is what I'm a monk main, or was a monk main. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be a monk main anymore, but we'll see how double punch is gonna be. I'm hoping this is gonna be a good thing, and I wonder what these are gonna be, because they were completely useless. I put points in them because I wanted to stall out in some AFK, in library raids where you have to wait. You could basically just press Iron Skin and stand in the same spot. Anyway, Paladin. Okay, not much to say about that. I read this before, but does this mean that that Bloodletting and Disenchant are not gonna wait, they are just removed? Plague Doctor is not gonna be cancer in PvP anymore. Wait, doesn't this mean that Clerics is gonna be trash in PvP? They don't have any vulnerabilities anymore, The heals, well, they can still heal, I guess. They can't reach other people. Wait, you could run. All classes can run now, though. But yeah, never mind. If all classes can run, they can also outrun clerics. So the only classes that's gonna be good are the zealots and what's it called, inquisitors and druids, I guess, because they have the range. But PvP wise, clerics is gonna be pretty unbalanced and not as good as before, at least, at the very least. But I'm thinking there's also the fact that the heals might be too OP still. That considering all the overall damage of all the classes is gonna be nerfed. Maybe clerics heals is gonna be OP now. So yeah, sell it. I like this change. Self-explanatory. What about? We'll see about this. Shinobi, Thaumaturge, Enchanter. Most of the rest of these are self-explanatory. I think I've gone on long enough, but I'm looking forward to the changes and I'm hoping for a better future for Tree of Savior. But it's great that they, as I said before, it's great that they have realized what kind of mistakes well, maybe not realized, but that they are taking feedback from players now and actually changing. Well, just having someone that can think or is playing the game or something, I don't know. But it's pretty clear that they know what needs to be changed now. So the future is looking much better than before. So yeah, that was it. I'm not sure if this rambling was interesting to hear or in any way. But yeah, this is it, I guess.